Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at India Energy Week 2025. I'm delighted to have sitting next to me in the studio today, Sushil Purohit, the CEO of Gentari. Sushil, thank you so much for being in the Energy Connect studio at India Energy Week.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting. Thank you.
You're welcome. So to start off, what is your assessment here in India of the opportunities offered by the country's green energy transition?
Well, I think if you look at India as such, as a country, um, we see India is actually well placed in transitioning to net zero by the target that India has set, primarily because of a couple of reasons. One is India has abundant renewable energy resources. Secondly, it has a interconnected grid infrastructure which is pretty robust. Thirdly, the policies. The policies are very progressive. And fourth is, India has talented workforce, and that really enables um, the transition. And we are excited to be a part of India's journey and supporting India in driving the energy transition.
So one of the ways in which you're supporting that journey is through partnerships and collaborations. Could you talk to us more about that?
Yeah, look, I think for us it is important that we partner with companies across Asia Pacific, and we believe in strategic partnership collaborations to scale, large scale projects, and that's what we do. If you look at India, we have a partnership with AM Green, where we have a joint venture which has a sort of ambition to build 5 million ton of ammonia per annum, which is almost about a million ton of hydrogen. And if you sort of look at from a India point of view, India has a mission of producing 5 million ton per annum of hydrogen, and we are with that partnership we are aiming to produce about 20% of that capacity. And we have already kickstarted the first project for 1 million ton of ammonia in the country. And together with that, we are also doing a 650 megawatt round-the-clock power project, which is going to partly power the ammonia venture.
Now, one of the areas where you've also made a lot of progress is in the integration of renewables. Could you give us some recent examples?
Yeah, like I said, we have strengthened the portfolio in India. Of course, we have a large capacity already in India, but we have strengthened that capacity with a 650 megawatt round-the-clock power project, which is going to combine 2.4 gigawatt of renewable capacity with pumped hydro storage of about 300 megawatt and 2,100 megawatt hour. Apart from that, we are building a 400 megawatt wind solar hybrid for SJVN. And then we just commissioned a 200 megawatt RE project, solar plus wind co-located project. And then we are, we are clearly investing in the CNI side of our business to decarbonize, customers which are looking at decarbonizing their facilities. So we are progressing in all fronts in terms of renewable energy. Then on hydrogen, as I said, the AM Green partnership is really moving forward. Our third business is green mobility business, where we are investing in charge point infrastructure, and also we are deploying vehicles as a service, as a part of our fleet business to decarbonize some of these last mile logistics for companies which are in that business.
Now, that's a fantastic journey, and especially when it comes to green hydrogen, I'm sure that journey is not without its challenges. So, would you like to speak about how Gentari is able to overcome them, and what do you see as the industry in general facing these challenges?
Right. Look, hydrogen. We believe hydrogen has tremendous opportunity to support decarbonization of hard to abate sectors. Of course, when you talk about hydrogen, these are large capital projects, and you know, if you look at sort of this notion that hydrogen is expensive, of course, what company like us need to do is not only look at the hydrogen element of it, which is electrolyzers, and how you can get efficient electrolyzers at the right cost, but you need to look at the entire value chain, and that's clearly the challenge part, right? You need to have renewable energy which is cost effective. So it is important that you optimize that part very well, which we are doing, as I said, through the wind and solar and pumped hydro. Then you need to look at the electrolyzers, which we are partnering with companies to get the right technology for the right projects. And then once you do that, you need to think whether you want to create ammonia, make ammonia to transport. And once you are starting to talk about transport, you need to also optimize the port infrastructure. You need to optimize the shipping side, and then at the receiving terminal. So you need to look at the entire thing to make hydrogen competitive for the companies which are looking for hydrogen to decarbonize their processes. And that's precisely what we're doing. That's how we sort of address the challenges ourselves. But in addition to that, this is about the value chain. But in addition to that, it is important that the policy framework is right. You need to have the right framework to make sure that you have the right certification. At the same time, the policies and incentives need to fall in place, and that's where we engage with policymakers and regulators, whether it is in the country where we produce, but also in the countries where it is going to be consumed. And then we need to also look at how can we sort of also create a local manufacturing ecosystem which can reduce cost but also enable sort of job growth in the country where there is potential. So we are working in all fronts to make sure that we have the right cost element and right competitiveness.
That's a lot of work across the supply chain.
It is.
And finally, Sushil, we are here at India Energy Week, where Gentari is a big part of the show. So what are your expectations and what kind of collaborations are you looking forward to? And what would be their impact on your leadership across the Asia Pacific?
Well, thanks a lot for asking that question. What a great show. I think it's a fantastic show. Look, I think it's a great platform for us to engage with partners, with stakeholders, policymakers, regulators, partners, all of them. Make sure that we are also learning from them, but at the same time, we're also, talking about our own views of how things can sort of progress in terms of whether it is in the renewable side, but also on the hydrogen, hydrogen business itself. So we're really excited to come here and do those engagements. It's really exciting.
Sushil, it's been such a pleasure to have you in our studio, and thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for inviting once more, and good luck. Thank you.
Many thanks, Sushil. Thanks for watching, and you can get more studio interviews like this, as well as comprehensive coverage of the energy industry at energyconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and I'll be back with more studio interviews from India Energy Week in New Delhi. Stay tuned.